it's Monica and welcome back to Tailor-Made Cards for You. Well, it is full Halloween crafting central in my craft room, and as you can see, I've been very busy. But I have to tell you, Halloween crafting is probably one of my favorite types of crafting, even above Christmas, and I'm not sure really why. I definitely don't have a dark side, but I love Halloween images and I love crafting for Halloween. So I wanted to kind of share with you what I have on my desk and start to inspire you, because I'm going to do my best to try to get the 7 Days of Halloween series going, and this is really inspiring me to get my craft on. So I wanted to just kind of share with you some of the things that I've been working on, and then I want to share with you just a little kit that I have and how to create these cute little seed packets here. So every year I try to get at least 1 or 2 new sets in the shop, and as you know, I create digital images and they're vintage inspired, so it's not the cutesy images by any means. You can find some cute images like this little Wowie chewing gum whistle, which is a vintage ad that I was able to scan and clean up and create into a cute little vintage image to use in my crafting. But a lot of my inspiration comes from sort of like the Tim Holtz style. I like vintage and I like old stuff, and I like crafting with vintage inspired crafting items. I don't like to use original vintage just because once it's gone, it's gone. And that's why I actually started creating some of my digital images, because I really didn't want to waste or ruin some of the authentic vintage items. Now, occasionally I will use my vintage items for crafting. For instance, these old Viewmasters. My husband actually has a shop where he sells Viewmasters, and I'll make sure I'll link to that below for you as well if I can remember, because they make great Christmas gifts. But occasionally he gets ones that he can't put in his shop, something like this. So I've always told him, don't throw these away because I can craft with them. So I've got a little pile here. And as you can see, I do use vintage items in my crafting, but only if they're going to be a throwaway. I would certainly not use a pristine Viewmaster for my crafting when it is just perfect and can be used and enjoyed for years to come. Now, another thing that I do use, which are authentic vintage, are these transparencies. And I find these in estate sales for the most part. And these are obviously pictures of people's vacations and whatnot. But what I do is I craft with them. And they make the cutest little items. And not only are they just cute little items, but they're great starters. And this year I actually took it a little bit farther. These I made last year, or I should say this is the style I made last year. But now I've started actually adding little charms to them, and I just think they are so adorable, and I'm just kind of taking it up a notch. So as you can see here, these are from the Tim Holtz collection, and I added these little charms here that I found at Joann's just to kind of take it up a notch. And you might be saying, well, what do you do with these? There's so many things you can do with these. You can create these into little ornaments. You can put them on tags. You can use them on cards as starters. Just your imagination can be limitless on this. So don't keep yourself in a box. Just use your creativity, and I'm sure you can come up with something fun to use these little embellishments for. They're also great on junk journals as well. So don't you worry. You're going to find something to do with these because they are so adorable. So let me show you some of the things that I do with these little, I love this one, isn't that cute? With these little altered slides, because that's really what they are. So it's a combination of the Viewmasters and the slide. And what I do is I create them separately and then I kind of put them together. And as you can see, I've incorporated some of my new ephemera, which are vintage Halloween retro advertisements. So I've incorporated them into my crafting to create just little pullouts. And these usually are for junk journals, but you can use them for all sorts of things. And then I created this little pouch here that it fits nicely in. So you have a little pull here. Now, if you wanted to, if you don't have these metal embellishments, you know, you can certainly use the bigger paper dolls, and then their head would be the pull out. So there's a lot of ways that you can go with this. So, you know, I choose to use the metal clasp here for my pull out, but there's a lot of ways you can go with that. And as you can see, I've made several of these here, and I just love putting these together. They're just so much fun. All right, so the other thing I wanted to share with you are these little seed packets. And these seed packets were inspired from the authentic seed packets that, you know, are vintage as well. And a lot of people use them for junk journals. So what I decided to do is I decided to take some of these ads. And as you can see, using digitals is awesome because you can resize them. This one here is very small, and I can use on my slides as an embellishment, or I can make it bigger and create seed packets. And the seed packets are a lot of fun. You can, you know, use them as little pouches. I use them to house some of my ephemera, and they are just so cute and so fun. So that's really what I wanted to show you, how to create these little seed packets today. The seed packets are going to be available in my shop finished, but I'm also going to offer it in a digital form for you crafters that are do-it-yourselfers and just need to have it printed out, and you will be on your way. So let me go ahead and show you how to put together these cute little seed packets because they are so fun. And I even think you can use them as a little treat bag for Halloween. I just think that, you know, again, use your imagination. There's so much you can do with these. So let me go ahead and clear off a spot here, and I'll show you how to make these little seed packets. All right, so when you print out these seed packets, it's going to be on a 8.5 by 11 sheet, and as you can see, I've already got it pre-sized for you, so all you need to do is print it out. And then once you print it out, then of course you want to cut it so that way you have your shape. Now from here, you guys, it's so easy. Let me show you how to go ahead and put this together. So you're going to want to grab your scoreboard, and then all you need to do is score on the lines. That's how easy it is. So let's see what we can do here. It's a little bit bigger. I have a small scoreboard that I'm working with, but I just line it up. And then just make your scores, and then as you score it, I typically will fold it so that way it's a little bit smaller to work with. Let's see here. Just want to make sure you get it lined up. I'm off a little bit. There it is. All right. And then I like to open it back up when I'm doing the sides. Make sure I have the right one here. Okay. And we'll do the same on the other side. And then, like I said, just do it on the other side. So you want to be precise because, again, you want your image to show and not necessarily the sides. So that's why I'm making sure I line it up, and I'm real precise here. But it's not difficult at all. You just have to make sure you're paying attention to your lines, so that way when you are scoring, you've got it lined up nicely. And then once you have it scored, you just want to take some adhesive. I use my liquid adhesive, and you want to go ahead and glue it down. It doesn't take much glue at all. So I've got that, and then my bottom here. Glue that, and that's it, you guys. Look how easy that is. Now, if you do have any of your edges showing, I just take some distress ink, and I like the way that it looks anyway, and I just add it to my edges, just to kind of make it a little bit more vintage. And then you want to give it just a minute to dry, but when you're finished, you have a little seed packet. And then what you can do is you can add, you know, goodies. You can add ephemera, maybe make a little card and stick it in here as a gift card. There's all sorts of things you can do. So that's it. Just so easy to put together. And as you can see, I have 4 different designs here. So if you are inspired and you want to try these out, definitely head over to my shop. I'll put a link in the description box for you. And like I said, I offer these in the shop pre-made, or if you want to do it yourself, I will have them in the vintage, or excuse me, in the digital image set as well. All right, everybody, happy crafting, and I hope to see you again with some more Halloween videos. We'll see you again next time.